For today's Cyber CEO episode,
Cyberbacker, he's been doing a great job. He's helping me a lot with paperwork completion, database management, which we're working more on getting the database in order, keeping me on a consistent schedule. That's one thing that I felt like I really needed for somebody in business to say, hey, this is what you have going on, shooting me the reminders and making sure that, hey, we're not missing certain things. Attracting deals, he's been doing phenomenal. I like the fact that he is humble, and also the fact that, he's willing to work at it and get better. He's willing to take on tasks. He's very humble and he's goal-oriented.
welcome to CyberCEO, wherein we talk about how our cyberbackers helped our cyber CEOs take their businesses to the next level. CyberCEO is powered by Cyberbacker, the world's leading provider of admin support services from anywhere in the world to anyone in the world. Please visit our website www.cyberbacker.com for more details. Okay, another awesome week here at Cyberbacker. My name is Jello. We're back with another episode of CyberCEO. And of course, we have a very special guest on the show right now. Jon, how are you doing today?
I am fantastic. Everything is great. How are you?
I'm doing wonderful. Thank you very much for asking and for dropping by. I know you have a lot of things to do. Now, to start things off, to let you know, we have a lot of listeners who are business owners just like yourself. So I need your help. Can you introduce yourself to our audience? Maybe let's start with, what's your role in the business?
Well, I am a licensed real estate sales professional. I've actually been in the business with my now company, 𝗙𝗃𝗋𝗶𝗹. I've been here, I'm going on 10 years with 𝗙𝗃𝗋𝗋𝗋. But I actually been licensed in the business of real estate since 2004 was my first year. So I've been around for a little while, but
A lot of
with 𝗙𝗃𝗋𝗋𝗋 has been great. Experience has been great with the new company that I'm with. Well, not new anymore, but the company I'm currently with now,
Okay. So a lot of experience for you in the real estate world. How about virtual leverage though? Is this your first time working with someone virtual?
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. A whole new experience for me. And, right now, I think everything is going pretty smoothly. It's going great. I can see the benefits of it and where it will go. So, to answer the question, yes, this is the first time I'm actually working with a virtual assistant.
By the way, it's good to hear that you're having a great experience with Cyberbacker. Now, my next question is, how was the transition? Because I know we were kind of used to working with people that we can meet every day before the pandemic. Now, everything's going a bit more virtual and the world's getting smaller. So what is it? Was it a huge transition for you, or was it a big change for you and your business?
Oh, well, I'm still going through the changes and getting used to it, being a month in. So I'm still very brand new to it myself. But I think the biggest transition or change right now is getting used to delegating things that I was so used to doing myself, and letting go of certain things that, I feel like I should be passing on to my cyberbacker, 𝗙𝗃𝗋𝗋.
Mhm.
And, he's been doing a great job in, learning and picking up things. And it's been pretty good. The transition has been pretty good so far. And it's getting better. It takes steps, takes a little time for everything to get implemented, but it's going in the right direction.
That's good to know that everything's going great between you and 𝗙𝗃𝗋𝗋. Now, how did you find out about Cyberbacker, by the way? Did you see us online, or did someone refer you to us?
Okay, so I hired a business coach in 2021. Mm-hmm. Because it was just time for me to really just figure out what was keeping me from, getting to that next level. Okay. So I hired a business coach, and as the growth and things have started happening in my business, he did say, hey, it's time, that you should think about or consider getting you an admin. And he mentioned Cyberbacker. I also had heard it from a few of the other agents in my office that actually utilize you guys' services as well. And they actually recommended it. So I was a little apprehensive at first in getting started with it. And it took me a little while to kind of warm up and get ready for it. But then it was just like, okay, it's time for me to go ahead and make this move and, start opening up some doors and being a little more open to actually having an assistant on the team.
There we go. Now, more about your Cyberbacker experience. You went through the hiring process before you got to work with 𝗙𝗃𝗋𝗋. So how did that go?
Wow. I think the hiring process, it wasn't that bad. It wasn't a bad hiring process. It was actually fairly smooth
Mm-hmm.
in a sense, because they had provided a lot of the information, the homework that they had already done for you. When you're looking to, the way my coach always said is like, you want to make sure that you're hiring talent.
Mm-hmm.
And they already, kind of pre-screen a lot of the talent that's there and getting the information that you probably will want to know about an individual. They have that already set for you, and sending their resumes, and doing personality assessments and things like that. Cyberbacker already does all of that. And by the time it gets to you, when you're doing the interviewing, I think that was probably the hardest part of it. It's fairly easy, but that's the hardest part of it, is just figuring out, okay, which one do I want to go with? Who do I want to choose? And narrowing it down. So once you do your interviews and all of that stuff, like, I was really stuck with my backer and another individual. Like, man, I don't really know which one I want to go with, who has a better qualities, because they were very close in comparison as far as experience. And then it was just something with my current cyberbacker that I felt was more of a draw for me. So yeah, the process is actually fairly easy, then it just comes down to you being decisive on who it is that you want.
And of course, I think values really have to match when it comes to partnering with someone who's virtual, because your personalities really have to match. And I think you got that with Ricky.
Mm-hmm. I sure did.
More about Ricky. What are the tasks that you leverage off to him every day?
The way Ricky is helping me in my business, and the tasks that I have for him, he's helping me a lot with paperwork completion, completing, certain documents and things that are needed in the transaction. And database management, which we're working more on getting the database in order, keeping me on a consistent schedule. That's one thing that I felt like I really needed for somebody in business, to say, hey, this is what you have going on, shooting me the reminders and making sure that, hey, we're not missing certain things. And it's not perfected yet, but we're still working on it. Tracking deals, he's been doing phenomenal. I mean, Ricky has been a great help with tracking the deals and making sure that he sends out the emails to buyer's agents or listing agents, title companies, all of the parts that are included in the transaction. He's communicating well with them and making sure that I am up to date on what's going on with the transactions. And then also, we're working on parts where he's going to be huge with the listing input part and managing the MLS and setting up showing. So, a lot of the things that I don't have to worry about on a day-to-day, he's now doing, and this allows me to actually be able to open up and go after the business, focus more on what's going to drive the business into it. So, we can get more money on the table, and I can afford to pay him a little more.
Of course. Now, so basically he almost has his hands in everything in the business, and almost.
Mm-hmm. Just about. He's still learning. Like I said, we're a little bit over. We're just about a little over a month in. So right now it's still a learning process. But yeah, that is definitely where he's going. He's going to have his hands into basically all of the operations of the transactions.
So mainly that's his thing. Now, talking about the partnership that you have with Ricky, how do you create a strong bond with someone who's virtual? Because I know for a fact that some of our listeners might have a difficult time transitioning into the virtual world. So do you have any tips that you can share with them here?
Connecting with a cyberbacker, I think the best thing that we do is that we meet daily. Via platforms like Zoom or either a phone call if I'm not able to get on Zoom, and we talk. But the best way to really connect is also finding out not just what your goals are, but you need to know what goals they have for themselves. What are some things that they want to get in life? And, for me, I like to know that, because, I want to help him work towards getting his goals as I accomplish my goals as well. And, being able to see him face to face, this technology that we have here on Zoom is just phenomenal, to be able to see him. You're not necessarily in person touching, but it's almost like you're in person, because you can see them, you can see the emotions on their face. You can understand exactly when they're not understanding something, because you can see it. and you have a face-to-face right there. So really Zoom is probably one of the best ways to do it. But daily, just reaching out and saying, okay, where are we at with this? And having that conversation for about a half an hour, which we're getting to, sometimes we're about 45 minutes to an hour, going over things and making sure we have our stuff mapped out for the day. And then also, some things that are going on to the schedule for the week. But that touch base every day has been the best way to get to know your cyberbacker.
There we go. So basically just trying to connect with your cyberbacker, not just because you have things to do, but as a person, just knowing their goals is what you mentioned again, just investing in them too. Am I right?
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
Now, one last question for you, Jon. And I know for sure Rick is going to be able to watch this once we have this online. Now, what do you like most about Ricky, your cyberbacker? What's the first thing that comes to mind?
Ricky's a very humble individual. Like I said, he's a married man, just like I'm married.
Mm-hmm.
We kind of connect there. But I like the fact that he is humble, and also the fact that, he's willing to work at it and get better. The first thing that kind of attracted me to Ricky when we were doing the interviewing process was that he was one of the only ones that actually said that he had a goal to get something, and it was for his family. So he's a family-oriented individual, just like I am. So we connect there. And then the fact that, he's willing to take on tasks. And, just as of recently, he showed me that he was able to actually take initiative for the day, because we weren't able to do our morning meetup and because I had things going on. But he did take the initiative to go out and go ahead and get things moving. So that told me right there, okay, wow, he's getting it. I don't have to necessarily have to call him for him to do that. So that right there is that he's showing initiative already. He's very humble and he's goal-oriented.
Now, we are very, very excited to see where this partnership leads to for the next couple of months. And again, Jon, thank you very much for dropping by. I had fun talking to you today.
All right. Thank you so much. Have a great one.
Thank you for listening to our daily dose of CyberCEO. Stay tuned to know more about how Cyberbacker creates a difference in this digital time and age. You can visit our website www.cyberbacker.com and follow our social media pages on Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, YouTube, and Spotify.